Hello, good evening. How is your weekend? Happy weekend, and thank you for taking time to be part of today's training, the eighth day of the free professional training in peace and conflict management. This is a free 1 month professional diploma training in peace and conflict management provided by the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. We have been providing this kind of training from since July this year. We have been offering professional trainings that are free for our followers on Facebook and YouTube. And the essence of doing this is to empower our community with the requisite skills to be able to handle conflict even online, offline, off online, so that they can be able to have successful lives and careers and their endeavors, business careers, and all of that. Because your ability to manage conflict will determine how far you can go in life, right? So we provided training on peace education, emotional intelligence, alternative dispute resolution, peace and sustainable development, and now we are doing peace and conflict management. Next month, which is our last training for the year, is going to be on social justice and advocacy. And going to be a very interesting course, and we expect that many people will take part in that training. So I would like to welcome all of you who have been actively participating in this training, and it has been a wonderful time having you together to join this training. Thank you very much. My name once again is Mr. Joshua. I'm the registrar of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you for today's training, and we hope that at the end of the training, you will have reasons to appreciate what this training is doing for you and for others. So, if you are here online, do way to share the meeting with someone. Let them know that this training is for them and they can also benefit in this training. So they should come and take part in the training. All right. So thank you very much for taking time to be part of this training. So today we are going to look at something that we may say that most of us must have been familiar with, because it has to do with our tradition. It has to do with what happens in our own traditions. Do you understand? So I may be making references to different countries and what happens in your country. So if you are familiar with what I'm talking about here in your own country or in your own community, let us know that, yeah, that is what happened in your country. You may take time to explain more in the comment section how it's being done in your own tradition or community. Do you understand? So because I'm talking about the traditional method of conflict resolution, that's what we are going to look at today, right? We're looking at the traditional way of conflict resolution, because we want to see how the traditional institution are be providing vital role in conflict resolution. So this is what we'll be looking at today, and I believe that we are going to have a wonderful time. So like I say, I will be making references to so many traditions. So, and if I make a reference to your tradition and it contradicts what is being practiced in your own tradition, you let us know, all right? And if actually correlate what happens in your society or in your own community, you still let us know, right? Because we are here to learn. We'll learn from you. I'll be taking such kind of comments in the comment section. I will be going through the comment section to also read what you people are saying pertaining this topic. So do way to participate by contributing what is obtainable in your own community, all right? because it helps us to understand better what we're talking about here, right? Um, so today we are looking at the traditional and indigenous approaches to conflict resolution. Traditional and indigenous approach to conflict resolution is what we're looking at today. So we'll be looking at the role of local and indigenous methods in conflict resolution. We'll look at the case studies of traditional conflict resolution in Africa, in Asia, and other regions, as the case may be. We may also look at the challenges in integrating traditional approaches with modern systems, because the tradition is not it's going in the opposite direction. Or they may have something in common, but it's a way of integrating them that may differ based on the fact that the traditional method is loosely being carried out. There's nothing to regret it, and of course, the traditional institution has no legal backing. They just believe on the system of deities and all of that to carry out the activities. Do you understand? But I want to say generally, as part of the introduction, that the traditional institution plays vital role in conflict resolution, right? They have been up and doing to make sure that there are conflict in their societies, in their communities are being resolved. We have so many traditional institutions who have different ways of reaching resolution whenever there's an issue. Do you understand? So this institution have been providing vital role, and is one of the institutions that globally most countries don't have a legal backing for the traditional institution. Do you understand? Nothing to back them, nothing to support the work they are doing. Do you understand? And that's why it's always operating as if it's operating in contravention to the legal system. Do you understand? Because there's no legal system backing the traditional institution. We have been even clamoring that the traditional institution should be empowered constitutionally. They should have a place in the constitution that support their operation, that support their activities, and that will go a long way to enhance peaceful coexistence and promote peace in our communities. If the traditional institutions are being empowered, but it has been a challenge, even though there has been calls to make sure that the traditional rulers are given a role in the constitution, but it has not been done yet. But that does not mean that we should stop calling for the political class to make sure that there's a provision for traditional institutions in the constitution to give them so much enablement and authority to carry out their activities holistically and to promote peace in our community. So that institution must be supported, that institution must be empowered, that institution must be, motivated to do more for the sake of peace in our communities and of course in our world. So this is what we are here to examine, to see what these institutions have been doing to promote peace in our community, the various approaches, the various methods they have been using to resolve conflict in their communities, in their society, is what we are here to look at today. And I hope that you are going to participate in this discussion effectively. You're going to also contribute towards the conversation in the comment section. You tell us what you understand, you paraphrase some of the points, you also share the link with someone, inviting them to take this training, making them to understand that yeah, this training is free and they can benefit from it, and from training certification free. And some people are asking me, can I use this certificate to look for a job? Why not? You have been trained well and you are still being trained. Some of you after this training you still take another course. So why not? Do you understand? Just empower yourself with the skills, but at least in conflict, in peace and conflict resolution, you know, have sufficient knowledge so that you can seek for employment anywhere and you'll be well. All right, because we're not joking, we are teaching, that we are doing a lot of things here. Some of the things we are doing here, some universities cannot give you what we're giving you here. You understand? In terms of how many universities that ask you to do simulation training, you know, even when you read peace and conflict solution, it's not very many. You understand? So let's look at traditional and indigenous approaches to conflict resolution. Right? We say that they offer a unique perspective rooted in cultural, communal, and spiritual values. Because sometimes when there are issues that are too difficult to be dealt with, too mysterious to understand, they go spiritual. The traditional institution say, okay, since we cannot resolve it, let's go before the God of ancestors, so that you will go and swear that yes, you are not responsible for this, and if you are responsible for what is happening, then definitely the gods will speak. Do you understand? And whoever the gods speak against, you will bear the consequences. So they will explain the consequences to you. Know that should you lie, this is what will happen to you. All right. So spiritual values and also attached. All right. So, but let's look at some of the principles and practices of the traditional religion or the traditional institution. All right, let's look at them. One is restorative justice and reconciliation. Basically, the traditional institution promotes restorative justice against the legal or court justice. Do you understand? Because court justice is more punitive and also bias in its sense, because it promotes a win-loss lose situation. But in restorative justice and reconciliation, it focuses on making sure that communities are being restored, and whatever that was being lost or whatever harm that was being done, restoration and reconciliation take place, reconciling both parties in conflict to make sure that they continue to exist and continue to coexist in the same community. You understand? So the whole essence of restorative justice is a community-centered approach, because traditional religions involve the whole community rather than just an individual. You understand? So when a matter is happening in the community, they are not thinking about the two parties that are involved alone. They are thinking about the whole community, because they are talking in reference to the community. They say that we don't want this kind of a thing in our community, and we don't want a thing that will come to divide our own community. We have been living for years together, so there's no need for something like this to come. Do you understand? They're not just making reference to your self or to those two parties alone, but they are talking generally in the interest of the community. Do you understand? So even though it's two people that may be having challenges, but they are talking about the whole community, because they are making reference. They say that this thing, if it's not being dealt with, it means that it will spread all over the community and it will begin to be a problem in the community. You understand? So they make effort to resolve the conflict, restore peace, and if at all something is stolen, they make sure that it has been restored, so that, and maybe give some community, you know, assignments to carry out or responsibilities to be. You get the point now, which are not necessary punishment. Maybe a community service, they ask you to do some kind of community service for social period. Do you understand? Do you understand? So it also reconciliation over punishment. Yes, prefers reconciliation. Parties should reconcile. So after everything, you apologize and seek forgiveness. And of course, you are being forgiven. And so when you are forgiven, what do? Move forward. The community move forward. You are not looking at someone as your enemy, because the matter has been resolved, concluded, and settled. So what is the point again? You move on. You understand? So that is it. So restorative cycles and peacemaking cycles. So all of these are under restorative justice. Do you understand? So a circle format is used where everyone involved, including mediators, sit in a circular format or arrangement, and then they discuss turn by turn. Discuss, the next person discuss, the next person discuss until everybody discuss and contributes their input into the matter. All right. Then we'll talk about respect for elders and tribal leaders. Yes, we have traditional institutions that are way respected, and most of them have traditional leaders, okay, that will respect the Obas, the Igwes, the Emirs, the Toti, the uh, the what do you call it? Several institutions, all right, kingship institution, the gongons of Jaws, and also many. Sorry, people from Jaws, if I don't call it the way it's supposed to, please forgive me. So many, all right? Do you understand? So many institutions, the Agabaidos, the Chidoma, do you understand? So many of them, the Atars, or the Geras, and so many of them. So, but I'm saying that there are so many traditional institutions, you understand? And these are being respected, do you understand? The Obas in the Yoruba land, they are being well respected, do you understand? When the Oba is coming, everybody respects, do you understand? The women are singing, the drums are beating, oh, the majesty is moving, you know. And then apart from that, we have the elders, council of elders, where they are also being respected. So their opinion, their decisions is being characterized with wisdom. And so they are being respected. Do you understand? So we respect them because they have superior understanding, superior authority in several matters. Do you understand? So they are being respected based on the fact that they have years of experience interacting in the community, and so they know most of the things that go on in the community. Do you understand? And so for the ratio of that fact, they are being respected. Do you understand? The traditional role of leaders being respected. So role of leaders, either tribal or leaders play a crucial role in indigenous conflict resolution. So when it comes to conflict resolution, their wisdom and experience, they provide guidance and mediation. Do you understand? So, for a respected elder to come and mediate in a matter based on the fact that they must have been handling this in the past several years as community people. Do you understand? So mediation and guidance, tribal leaders act as neutral parties. Yes, you come with your case. Igwe, this is what happened. Oh, Kabie say this is what happened. And so what happened? Explain your matter. Another person explain their matter. Do you understand? And they mediate. So they provide mediation services in conflict resolution. Do you understand? And so whatever the king says, so be it. Do you understand? It's nowadays that we are so being so nonchalant to traditional institutions. Even when the king says something, because of political uh, ambushment, sometimes we carry out political ambushment to even our traditional institution. Say a political institution, a political uh, amateur is there insulting somebody that has done so many years of experience, and then but do you know what? It's because of the constitution that provides that the the political class should appoint or should pay the traditional institution. If the traditional rulers are being paid by the people, like it was in those days, where everybody contributes to sustaining the throne, do you understand? Then the traditional institution will have more powers and more authority to pay even these outrageous leaders, politicians, something. But they have been made to be so inconsequential, where a governor is paying the Oba, and so the governor can talk to Oba anyhow, can do anyhow. You understand? It was not like that then. When the Oba is coming, yo, Kabie say, Everybody is portraying, you know, prostrate. They are coming. You don't need to. Who are you to stand? But nowadays they stand. Nowadays they just do a short greeting. You understand? Prostrate, flat, respect, because they have so much respect. You understand? And on decision they say, but nowadays their decisions are being contested. Maybe because they also are being um, their relationship with politicians is also affecting their authority. You understand? And also their decision making. Because sometimes decisions are being heavily influenced by certain interests. And so their decisions are being criticized and also protested. So these are the issues. So, but they have that respect. They earn that respect. So give them spiritual and cultural elements. So ceremonial practices, many indigenous conflict resolution processes include ceremonies that emphasize forgiveness, unity, and healings rituals. Talk about the Yam festival, talk about so many other festivals, you understand, that come with a period where people share, you understand, Christmas, a lot of things, all right? New Year festivals are festivals that bring people together to celebrate and also to forgive one another and move forward and start a new year. Do you understand? So, and they are very, very symbolic. Do you understand? So, we also have symbolic actions like sculptures or, gifts or um, apologies or performing specific rituals just to make sure that you reconcile and have a peaceful coexistence. That's what it means. So spiritual and cultural elements, they are focused on collective well-being. So holistic view of relationship. Traditional approaches often view individuals as part of a larger wave of relationship with other people. So ancestors and the environment. So conflict seems as a disruption to this interconnected balance, and resolution seeks to restore it. So we don't just look at um, just the people alone as how they are feeling, but we look at the relationship between the people and the environment and the community and their ancestors. It matters because there's some people that holds the belief that we communicate with the ancestors. And some people also hold the belief that their environment give them more protection than when they are placed with. They feel more comfortable in their own environment than being somewhere else. Do you understand? So it matters to them a lot, right? They share responsibility. The entire community may share responsibility for resolving and preventing conflicts. So it's not just one man affair, it's everybody's responsibility. Peace at all level is everybody's responsibility. You don't just push the responsibility to a certain group of people and then you fold your hands and then look. No, you are also to contribute your own culture to make sure that there's peace in the community and also unity in that community. Do you understand? So it's a shared responsibility. Oral tradition and storytelling. Oral tradition and storytelling. So lesson through stories. Yes. So telling our stories, crafting stories to teach quality and good lessons should be, carried out. Valuable lessons are being learned from the stories that tell, right? Even if it's children's stories, tell how the Oba defeated certain war or how certain wars were defeated, they fought and won. Do you understand? And that made their tradition or their king, their empire then to be so powerful and respected. We talk about the king Chacha of Purpose that refused the entrance of the colonial masters, resisted I understand. They stood firm to resist the colonial masters until they were defeated. But they fought the war. They stood their ground. So tell some of these stories to teach children how to be bold in times of invasions or in times of intruders, all right, or any unnecessary infiltration to be able to resist such. All right, so oral tradition and storytelling is very important. Oral agreement resolution may be recorded orally rather than written, so reinforcing a sense of mutual trust and shared history. So whenever the Igbo make a pronouncement, whether it's written or not written, it doesn't matter, it's done. The Igbo says, and the Igbo says, and it remains. And so it means that whatever Igbo says the truth. And you cannot come to Igwe tomorrow and say, Igwe, you say, and Igwe will say, I did not say so. No. So it promotes trust among the people. You understand? So whatever Igwe says, Igwe is going to stand by his own words. Whatever Oba says, Oba is going to stand by his own words. You cannot come tomorrow and want it to change. No. You understand? What he say remains. But nowadays, sometimes some of them will be speaking from two sides of them. You say something today, tomorrow you come, they'll be giving you different interpretation. Because the political class is influencing the traditional institution. And so truth is far from us. Nobody care for the truth again. All they care about is how much money. Powerful king, Prado Jeep with pilot, Abby. So those things matters most now than truth, than justice. When we look for these institutions, for this position to become Igwe, to become Obas, to become Oti, to become the emirs, is because of the powers that we enjoy in that seat, but not for anybody's welfare or anybody's good. So let's look at the roles played by the local and the indigenous methods in conflict resolution. All right, let's look at some of the roles they play. We have restoring what harmony and community bounds. Indigenous method prioritize restoring harmony within communities, yes, instead of isolating offenders or focusing solely on punishment. No, these approaches emphasize repairing relationships, reintegrating individuals, and maintaining social cohesion. So that's what is a major role that this local and indigenous method plays. It restores relationship, bring back harmony and harmonious existence in the community, bring community bounds. Yeah, bounds. Do you understand? Everybody working together. It doesn't matter what happened. You may be offended, but still move on. You move on carrying everybody along. Do you understand? It's not just moving on, you move on carrying everybody along. And it doesn't matter how you were hurt. It doesn't matter. Alright? Once it's being resolved, it's resolved. You move on with your life. Or you will not move on because you were offended. No, you move on. You move on. Building empathy and understanding. Building what? Empathy and understanding. Yeah. Because in a traditional institution, we're always trying to put people's into others people's shoes. That is, put yourself in the shoe of this person. If it's you, how will you feel? So When you are addressing a matter, you are addressing the matter from the point of compassion. Do you understand? Compassion on the community member, because this is not a stranger. This is also part of your blood. So they should be accommodated. It doesn't matter what has happened. Do you understand? Mistake can occur, wrongs can be done. But of course, there's a place for forgiveness, and we continue as a community people. Do you understand? So building empathy and understanding is much in place, and it's one of the role that the traditional methods plays, right? Strengthening cultural identity and continuity, right? Indigenous conflict resolution methods are deeply connected to cultural values, beliefs, and practices, right? Yes. By the time they say, let's go to the gods, go and swear that yes, you did not steal Mazi Okoro goat, that you did not steal Mazi Okoro's goat. You go and confess before the gods that yes, the gods bear me witness. I am not responsible for the missing goat. If I am responsible, let the gods of my fathers strike me dead. You understand? Maybe you are an accused person. You understand? So, but you have to come before the gods and swear. So, if tomorrow you sleep and you did not wake up, it's a concluded. It is a matter. It's concluded that you were the one responsible for the missing goat. So, 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 so you were just pretending, and the gods just answer you according to your wish. Because they say they should strike you if you are responsible for the missing goal. So if you sleep and you not wake up, it's concluded that you were responsible because the God has reacted. You understand? The God has responded. Therefore, so cultural identity, practices, all those beliefs, all these values, attach values to those things. In those days, in my place, there's what we call swim. If they tell you go before swim, be careful. If you talk anyhow, swim, we just deal with you like, you understand? Suddenly, we don't want to go to it because truth has depleted. Truth has disappeared. Nobody want to go to elsewhere again. Even the institution that's supposed to also to relevant, they don't want to reach that side again. Nobody want to talk about Aleku again. They're talking about city. Nobody want to talk about Aleku. You go and cheat now. Aleku will deal with you. You understand? But no, but nowadays, we don't want to talk about Aleku again. We don't want to talk about swear. We don't want to talk about, you know, all those things. Just want to fuck. We say, oh, Christ has redeemed us. I'm a born again. I don't do all those things again. Yes, it's agreed. But if you are truly a born again, fine. But if you are not truly a born again, you are doing wrong things, and they were hiding under the umbrella of Christ for the fact that He has redeemed you and give you freedom to be free. No more. We say it's final day that you see judgment. You understand? And so you are taking that for granted. But I like the traditional institution. It's the God of immediate. The waste time. You say, if I am responsible, let the gods strike me. The gods will not waste time. Just wait and watch. Maybe as you are even going back from where you are going, safe, lion will just come from nowhere and lion you. You understand? Just wipe you off. And then we'll just conclude that, oh, the gods have responded. You understand? Very sharp. I'm not waiting till waiting. No. So if you are responsible, you dare not go, except you choose to die. You know, there are some people that will choose to die. For me to confess this thing, is better I should die. But it's better to confess the offense than to die now. Because there's a place for you to be forgiven. And even the shame, the stigma of shame can still over time be, forgotten. And even if not forgotten, people will still have compassion on you because you're a community member. You're a community member. So they may not take it on you like that. Do you understand? Encouraging accountability and responsibility. So traditional methods emphasize personal and collective accountability. Many indigenous practices, such as the Navajo peacemaking system, focus on acknowledging harm, accepting responsibility, and making reparation. So there are situations whereby you have to take responsibility for your action. All right. Sometimes maybe your goat stray and eat somebody's yam. You may be required to pay the person his yam back. You understand? So this kind of situation. So you must take accountability. You must take responsibility. It's very important. Promoting non-adversarial solution. Non-adversarial solution. Promoting non-adversarial solution. Don't create enmity. Do you understand? Traditional institutions promote peace, not creating enmity. Except sometimes you push it to a point whereby you are asking the gods to intervene. In that situation, sometimes you make it so difficult because you have stressed people, you have manipulated people, you have been doing a lot, and now you are being held accountable. But even at that, you are not to hurt anybody. You are not to make anybody your perpetual enemy. Don't make anybody your perpetual enemy. It gets offended you. Even if you choose not to be the friend of the person, make the person not to be your enemy. You can only choose to let the matter be the way it is. You understand? So that's what it is. Utilizing local knowledge and resources. Utilizing local knowledge and resources. Indigenous communities have unique knowledge of local context, histories and histories and relationship, which enables them to craft context-specific solution. To craft context-specific solutions. This insight can address nuisance that may be overlooked by external or formal judicial systems. So there are certain ways that the traditional institution or certain approach or certain ways of resolving conflict that may ordinarily be ignored by other institutions. But the traditional institution consider those things very, very important. Understand? So maybe to a point to say, let's go and consult the oracle. Do you understand? There's a case that happened. There's a case that happened. My brother, my document, and that of my elder brother. Somehow, his own disappeared mysteriously, but my own somehow was. It was a case of one chance people running away with my bag and things like that. So, but it was happening at the same time. Do you understand? At the same in cover also. So when it happens, I went to school. I tried as much. I was in school in the university. I tried as much as possible to recover those documents. I couldn't. So, but before I resumed back to school, trying to recover all those documents, I have to. When it happened, because I was going to school when the thing happened, so I have to return back and then look for money, and also because the bag that we ran with my money was also inside, so I have to go back and look for more money. In those days, bank was not an issue. So I returned back, look for more money, and then I told my father that this is what happened. And my brother also lost his own documents not long ago, mysteriously. So what is happening? So call your brothers. That's what I was telling my father. Call your brothers. But my father is someone who believes he'll do the work of God very well. So he doesn't want all this traditional something to come in between his faith. So, but I told him that you have brothers, which are considered as uncles, right? So you have to let them know what is happening, so that they will not come and say that things were happening like this, but you did not tell them. So you go and tell them, let them know. So he told them, they called for a meeting. When we went there, they began to talk, and then some of them were accusing themselves inside, to the amazement of myself and even my father. You understand? And then some of them now suggested that we should go and consult an oracle, okay, so that we know why documents of the children are disappearing. So my father, being a man that feared God and work with God, he said, no. I cannot go and consult oracle. Why? Oracle may rather create an enmity between, because oracle, if you go, an oracle may point at someone, definitely. So he doesn't want to have problem with anybody. But as we are sitting here now, everybody has an oracle in his mind. Consult the oracle in your mind and tell us the truth. That's what we want to hear. So at the end of the day, they told me to go back to school, that the document will come back, and that I also tell my elder brother, because my elder brother did not come. It was me that was putting my father under pressure. Say that okay, I should. So they said I should go. Tell my elder brother that okay, document will come. My own too will come. We should go back to school. My father source for money, paid me. I returned back to school. When I got to school, I was trying all I could to recover some documents. I couldn't. But what happened was that my documents were announced on a radio station somewhere, that they pick social document somewhere and contains social name. And every of my document was inside. They pick it, announced at the radio. My brother went and corrected it for me because I was in school. And so where it announced was in my state, because that's where the thing happened. So he collected my own document. And then he discovered that his own too returned mysteriously, the way they gone mysteriously. Do you understand? So what I'm trying to say in essence is that sometimes some of these religious people, things like this may happen. Do you understand? They ask you to go and consult oracle. They may say this one, say this one. But they have their relevance, they have their values for those who believe in them. Do you understand? For those who believe in them. So works for them. So by utilizing local knowledge and resources, indigenous approaches can be more sustainable, practical, and respectful of the community uh, way of life. Okay, community's way of life. So let's look at providing alternative pathways to justice. So in many cases, indigenous methods serve as access alternatives to what legal systems. So instead of going to court, you have it available here. Alternative dispute resolution. All right, mediation. Deploy the tool of mediation, and the traditional institution, the leaders are there. The elders are there to mediate based on their wisdom, the experience they have acquired over time, resolving such matters. So they can resolve it instead of going to court. You are having a land issue dispute problem, but someone is there to help you to resolve it. So there's no need going to court. You understand some of these things. Am I making sense? So supporting emotional and spiritual healings. So indigenous methods also incorporate spiritual and emotional dimensions to the resolution process because they are doing it from the compassionate view standpoint. Do you understand? Because that's whoever is handling a matter is also trying to accommodate some of these feelings. They knows what it means, so they try to balance the situation and encourage healing processes where people feel differently. Do you understand? So that's what it means. Creating resilience against what external pressures. So and then they serve as a model of restorative and transformative justice. Restorative and what transformative justice. Indigenous and local conflict resolution practices have influenced contemporary restorative justice models by prioritizing healings, reintegration, and empathy. They provide frameworks that can be applied in other contexts such as schools, workplace, and justice systems. So that is what this institution is doing. So you can see different approaches and different role that this institution is playing to bring justice in our systems. All right. So let's look at some case studies. I'm bringing some case studies. So now I want you to take time. If I mention your country, I mention your community, what happens in your community, do way to let us know whether we are saying the truth concerning your community or not. You let us know. Do you understand? So, and do way to share this meeting with someone, invite them to be part of what is happening here. And then the group leaders of every group should know that people are to attend this training. All right. So that's what we want to sanitize now. People are to attend this training. So those that are not attending, you should be aware of those that are attending or not. Group leaders should make sure that this thing is going like this. Those that are attending the classes, they should know them. And those that are not attending classes, they should also be known. And so it means that if online here you have not joined any of our groups, those small groups that we have created, please try and join them because that is where you're going to get your examination link. And if you don't have any group, let me know so that we can assign you a group. Even if it means that we're creating more groups. You understand? So now I'm trying to get the group leaders and their groups and their phone numbers so that we will know how to control this issue. People will not be coming to attending trainings, they will not be participating in anything, and then they want to write exams. No, over 700 people register for this course, or they are in our WhatsApp platform for this training. How many people are here now? Facebook here, I'm seeing just 49. I don't know how many are on YouTube. So if people should, group leaders should act and make sure that people are attending the training. Let them know that it's mandatory that them how to attend. Very, very important. So by tomorrow, I want to see more than 100 people attending this training. So let them know. Let them have network in their areas. If you don't have network to attend training, don't have network to write exam. Say you don't have network for training, but you're having network for examination. It's an aberration. We will not accept it. So if you don't have network for training, don't have network for exams. Simple as that. Makes sense, right? So now I'm going into case studies. Let's look at some of the case studies. Let's look at some of the case studies. All right, let's look at some of the case studies. So that if you're not in the group yet, chat. But you are in our main group, right? Make sure you are in our main group. And if you're not in our main WhatsApp group, you chat us on this number so that we can add you. If you're not in our main group, if you're not in our main WhatsApp group, chat us on 08077987757. So I'm sending the number in the comment section now. So you get it and then chat us that you are not in our group. So we add you, and then from there you join the subgroups. Any of the subgroups available, you can join so that you will be assigned a group and then you can participate from there. So very important. Try and identify with a group. Try and be available. Right. So now let's look at case studies of traditional conflict resolutions in Africa, in Asia, and in other regions. So we have the Gagaka codes in Rwanda. The Gakaka codes in Rwanda is in Africa. So context. After the 1994 Rwandan genocides, the former justice system was overwhelmed by the number of cases. So to address this, the Rwandan government revived the Gakaka court system, a traditional community-based conflict resolution method. Process. In Gakaka, community members gathered in open spaces to witness and participate in the proceedings. Elders and respected members acted as judges, and both victims and perpetrators had the chance to speak. Perpetrators were encouraged to confess, seek forgiveness, and make reparation. Do you understand? They confess, seek forgiveness, and make what? Reparations. They pay back, they give back, they return or even compensate where necessary. Right? What's the outcome here? The Gakaka court allowed thousands of cases to be resolved in a way that focused on reconciliation rather than strict punishment. Although controversial, the process was instrumental in helping Rwanda heal after mass violence, enabling communities to move towards reconciliation and reintegration. And today, the impact of that, because of the impact of this code, we have peace in Rwanda. Rwanda is developing very fast. Do you understand? So that's why it is. The Suha, Middle East, particularly Palestine and Israel. The Suha. The Suha is a traditional Bedouin and Arab method of resolving what conflicts, especially blood feuds and family disputes. All right. Practice among Arab communities in Palestine, Israel, and Jordan. SWA helps communities address conflicts that could lead to cycle of violence, but it has not helped in this matter that is going on there now. So the process involves a mediator, often an elder or community leader, who meets with both parties separately to hear grievances. All right. When ready, both parties come together in a formal reconciliation process or meeting where symbolic acts like shaking hands or sharing a meal mark the end of conflict. So after they come, discuss, and reach an agreement, they shake hands and then eat food together. The matter finish. Do you understand? No more conflict. SOA has been successful in resolving conflict in Middle Eastern communities, especially where the formal legal system may lack legitimacy or cultural resonance. So we have the Ho'oponopono. So if you are from Hawaii and I didn't call this name very well, kindly forgive me. But we have what we call the Ho'oponopono. Do you understand? The Ho'oponopono, Hawaii and Polynesian cultures. So context in Hawaii, Ho'oponopono is a traditional conflict resolution method used within families and communities to restore harmony and resolve conflict. It is rooted in the belief in interconnectedness and the need for spiritual and emotional cleansing. So, process. A respected elder or a trained mediator guides the parties in discussing the issue openly. Participants are encouraged to forgive each other, release anger, and reach a point of mutual understanding. This process involves prayer, reflection, and a symbolic act of forgiveness. So that's it. So forgiveness is in place. So as an offender, you are being encouraged to seek for forgiveness, ask for forgiveness. You understand? Because we are encouraged to forgive one another. And that's the only thing that can make the world beautiful. If you refuse to forgive someone, you too may not be forgiven. So what will happen? You too will be sent to prison, right? So we have Ubuntu and reconciliation process. Ubuntu reconciliation process in South Africa. The Ubuntu philosophy means I am because we are, is central to conflict resolution in many Southern African countries. Ubuntu influenced South Africa's Truth and Reconciliation Commission after appetite fostered national healings and reconciliation. Ubuntu. The TRC was based on the principles of forgiveness, accountability, and collective healings. You understand? So that's what it was being based on. And actually, it helps. That's why Nelson Mandela came out of prison but did not care to punish anybody because Ubuntu has taken care, right? So there's no need to punish anybody. The goal or what we wanted, we have gotten it, no need to punish anybody. So then we have the Mato Oput ceremony. The Mato, I may not be calling it right, but you have to understand with me. The Mato Oput ceremony by actually people in Uganda. So those of you from Uganda, raise raise up your hand in the comment section and tell us what this means. The Mato Oput ceremony. So if you are from actually people, let us know what this means. The Mato Oput ceremony is used by the actual people of northern Uganda to resolve dispute and foster reconciliation, especially after serious conflict like murder or interclan disputes. Alright, so they use this to resolve conflict. Alright, I'm looking at I'm looking in the comment section. I want people from Uganda to corroborate what I have just said now. So if I'm from Uganda, corroborate what I have just said now. The Mato Opus. So people from Uganda, you should corroborate what I have just said now. So let's say that the process here is that This ritualistic process involves both the offender and the victim's families drinking a bitter root drink. Symbolizes swallowing the bitterness of the conflict. Wow. Signifying forgiveness and the end of feud. Gifts or compensation may also be exchanged. People from Rwanda, people from Uganda rather, is this true? Let us know. No one from Nigeria, calm down. I'm coming to Nigeria, I will give you many. I did Nigerian list separately. You hear it. So yes, Akot, you are from Uganda, so you have to tell us more about this, how it's being done. But when you take bitter roots or bitter roots, it symbolizes that you have swallowed what? You have swallowed the bitterness of the conflict, and that is a good one. It's a good illustration. Then the outcome here is that the motto Oput ceremony has been instrumental in helping communities in northern Uganda recover from violence, especially following the Lord's Resistance Army conflict. It helps both the victim and offenders' families reach emotional and spiritual closure, fostering community unity. So this is what it means. Then we have the Gotera system. The Gotera system from Botswana. So I know we have Botswanas here. So if you are from Botswana, if somebody from Botswana is called what? The Botswanans or the Botswanians or the Botswana. So whichever way. So, but if you are from Botswana, come and tell us Gotera system. Gotera system. What does that mean? Or Kotera system. Either Gotera system or Kotera system. But we have KGO TLS system, right? Kotera system. So the Kotera is a traditional public assembly used by Botswana's Tswana people. It serves as a place of community dialogue, decision making, and dispute resolution. So the Botswana people come and tell us about the Kotera system. I'm going to the comment section. I want to hear from. I know I have people from Botswana here. Talk to us. We want to hear from you. Process. This is led by a chief or community leader. The Kotera involves open discussion where community members can express their opinions. It emphasizes consensus building, transparency, and participation. So that's what it means. We have the Palava hot system. We have the Palava hot system. Palava hot system in Liberia. So those of you from Liberia, come and justify what we're about to talk here now. The Palava hot, a traditional conflict resolution method used by rebellion communities, was integrated into the national reconciliation process after the rebellion's civil war. Right? So in the Palava hut, community members gather with elders to discuss conflict openly, focusing on honesty, forgiveness, and reconciliation. Right? So that's what it is. We have the SASI system. The SASI system in Indonesia. They also carry out. Then let's look at specifically in Nigeria, the Nigerian context. We have the Oyo Mercy Council and the Ogbonis Society, which is Yoruba basically. Yes, among the Yoruba people in southern western Nigeria, the Oyo Mercy Council and the Ogboni Society play significant roles in conflict resolution. The Oyo Mercy is a council of 7 chiefs that advises the king, while the Ogboni society is a secret society of elders who maintain social order and mediate conflict. So that's Oyomes. So it's a group of elders, respected elders, those ones that know that they have something of by their experience. They can make such decisions and mediate. So the Oyomesi Council mediates disputes at the political and community levels. You understand? Political and community levels. Often with the involvement of the king or Oba as the final arbiter. So if it's a case that will be referred to Oba, it will be taken to Oba for final, decision. Do you understand? So Obas are also involved. Then we have the Igbo elders and the Amala. Amala or Amala. Igbo people, you can help us here. I know people are here. So Igbo elders and the Amala. Yes, among the Igbo people in southern eastern Nigeria, village elders or the Amala are primarily responsible for dispute resolution. So when they try to resolve at that level and they cannot, they take it to the Igwe, and the Igwe, can be able to intervene in it. My Igbo brothers, are you there? I was thinking people will comment on this. All right, let's go to another one. We have the Emirate system and Sharia courts in Hausa Fulani, which is basically in the northern Nigeria. The Hausa Fulani community often rely on the Emirate system, a traditional governance structure with emirs and councillors who resolve disputes. Many of these communities also integrate Sharia law for personal and family matters, particularly in predominantly Muslim areas. You understand? So we have the emirs. They are the most respected institution in northern Nigeria, and of course their decisions are also being respected. You understand? We have the Kwaf Aondo, Kwaf Aondo and Batsab Council. I don't know, but Batsab in my place is terrible, terrible, terrible something. I don't know when they may have council, but they're not for anybody's good. Tab, but we have Kwaf Aondo. Yeah, you understand? So all of those can help in resolving conflict. So they will mediate. They can also consult oracles to come up with something. You understand? Come up with results. So the Ogba traditional rulers and council, that is in Ogoni. The Ogoni people are here. So when disputes arise, the Ogoni council of chiefs gather to hear from all involved parties. The council use Ogoni's customary laws and consider community welfare. You understand? Particularly when it comes to land and resources related. So that is what the Ogboni people does. All right. So then we have the Idomans, the Idoma Aleku ancestral spirit. All right. So how is this applied? Idoma elders address conflict by consulting Aleku, and people swear oaths involving the ancestral spirit to guarantee truthfulness. Disputes are handled with respect for both tradition and the community spiritual beliefs. So the Aleku people, So the Idoma people have what we call Aleku. Aleku is a very, very powerful institution, so must be respected. You understand? Those that believe in it. You understand? You have to resolve conflict. You have to go and swear. You swear before Aleku. May God help you. You are not responsible. If you are responsible, you will not escape it. You cannot escape it. Very powerful. So if you don't know Idoma tradition, go and find out. Right? So you hear okay. So the Ekpe society, that is Ife and Ibibio people, they also have it. We have the mute process across various Nigerian communities. All of these things are there. All right. So lastly, let's look at the challenges that surrounds integrating traditional approaches with modern systems. All right. There are challenges when you want to integrate some of these traditional institutions or practices with the modern or the contemporary way of addressing conflict. And what are those challenges? What are those challenges? One is the legal incompatibility. Legal what? Incompatibility. So the tradition or the traditional and the legal system operate in opposite direction. They don't go hand to hand. They are not supporting each other. They are not collaborating. Do you understand? So that's it. So the traditional institution, um, you know, relies on traditions, customary laws, and community-based solutions. Do you understand? Which may not always align with the written standardized process of modern legal system. So it's a challenge. So modern courts may view traditional judgment as lacking procedural safeguards. So and then it makes it so difficult to integrate the two together. Do you understand? So and that's why decision taking at the traditional level cannot be enforced in a court of law. It will be notified, and so a new process will start. Do you understand? So whatever was able to reach at the or sometimes or except when the court look at the issue and in its wisdom decide that well this matter should be addressed alternatively. That is through alternative dispute resolution, where they can still refer the case back to the council of elders or for the case to be resolved out of court. Do you understand? They will just recommend that the case should be resolved out of court based on how they view it. Do you understand? So human rights concerns. So some traditional practices may conflict with modern human rights standards, of course, because some of these things sometimes people's rights are being abused. You can imagine a wife, a woman who lost the husband, being manhandled. They shave her head, maltreat her, cause her to go and swear before the gods that she's not the one responsible for the death of the man. How can you tell me that the woman is responsible? I'm not saying that it's not possible, but people that love each other for a while and then somebody die and then you are saying suddenly you say it's a wife that killed. Wow, wow. How you have children with the woman and then all of a sudden man die and then you are forcing the woman to go and swear before the God that she's not the one responsible. What's the meaning of that? But these things are happening. And I'm not saying that there are no possibilities for a wife to kill the husband or the husband to kill the wife. But the situation here is that sometimes if it's the wife that died, the husband is not made to go through this process. It's only the wives that go through this process. So why? It's not only a wife that can die, but the man should not die. And why, if the man died, why must a woman be put under such kind of wicked acts? Go and confess, go and barb your head, go and do this one. It doesn't make so human rights. So the rights of individuals are being abused based on the traditional practices, and this is not in tandem with what is obtainable in the modern uh, uh, system where the rights of the people are being protected, the rights of people are being safeguarded. Where people have freedom to so many things. Do you understand? So that's it. They will have lack of formalized structure and documentation. Traditional institution relies on oral judgment. They don't have any form of documentation. Once ego pronounce a thing, it stand. And because it's operate based on trust, they trust, they believe what the ego says, and they move on. Do you understand? It's in rare cases that you see documents for any signing. In most cases, when you see documents signed, it means that this case is a manipulated case. Otherwise, it's Igwe can only make a pronouncement and it goes. Do you understand? So formalize structure and documentation. We talk about jurisdictional conflict. Conflicts over jurisdiction can arise when both traditional and modern systems claim authority over a particular case or community. So these are the issues. Resistance to change from traditional authorities. There are some people that hold view that traditional institutions are much better, so they don't embrace any change, even when there's a need for such. They don't want to embrace such change. Do you understand? Differing goals and approaches to justice. Differing what goals and approaches to justice. All of these can be factors in these matters. So funding and resources disparities can also be a factor. Cultural sensitivity and training in formal systems. So people should be trained to be cultural sensitive. And then, of course, lawyers and other state officials should know what the culture of the people says and respect their culture, respect their cultural views, and think of a way of incorporating all these cultures without anyone being hurt. Do you understand? Then we have inconsistency across diverse communities, lack of public awareness and trust, political interferences and manipulation. Yes, this institution is being manipulated by politicians so heavily. Politicians will buy them big, big cars and give to them, and then they will be controlling them. They want them to say whatever they want. You understand? And any attempt for a traditional institution to criticize the government in power, they remove you. You see what happened in Kano sometimes some years ago. An emir was removed simply because he criticized the government. You understand? It doesn't have to be so. And some of those traditional institutions are also being threatened like that because someone is paying them and buying them in. Difficulty in measuring effectiveness. So traditional institutions are difficult to be measured in terms of the impact they bring out. Do you understand? So, but let's look at some of the potential solutions for overcoming the challenges we have highlighted. Right? Develop hybrid systems. If you can develop hybrid system, you'll be able to resolve some of these processes can be formalized and clear direction will be given. Cultural sensitivity training. Yes, provide cultural awareness training for state officials to improve their understanding and respect for traditional methods, fostering better collaboration. So that's what it means. Documenting traditional rulings. Yes, let document. Whenever the Igbo make a pronouncement, let it be documented, let it be written, so that in case of any matters arising, reference can be made and the case will be closed. Clarifying jurisdictional boundaries, encouraging community involvement can also be instrumental, can also help go a long way. Thank you very much. This is the much we can take today. Have any question? Relax. So any question, if you have any question you can ask, if you have any observation you make. If not, we have come to the end of today's training. So we'll see tomorrow by 7 p.m. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye.